Hey guys, I wanted to make this intro because this next guest that I had on really touched me. He's incredibly inspirational. He started this AED company, which is a defibrillator company that's actually used to save so many people's lives. The statistics for having one of these in your company or in your place of business and saving somebody's life is completely crazy. It's an amazing company, and he's just an incredible individual. I heard his story. We had a chat after the podcast and just really touched me. He's a very inspirational individual, like I said. And he started this company after being in finance. He was in finance for many years and he kind of just went for it. You know what I mean? He worked at his normal job for 6 months, and it's something that it's very admirable. So it was incredibly interesting what he does. Love the company, and I love the conversation we had. So I just wanted to make this intro to let you guys know that this next guest is someone that has a company that I truly believe in, and I know you guys are going to find great value in this. I have Martin Andrews here with me today. He's the owner of AED, and I'm excited to get to know him. How you doing, Martin?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right, man. So can you tell me a little bit about AED, like what the company is and how it got started?
Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty unique business. I mean, all we do is AEDs, and so we're a specialty company. And I actually my background, I used to be an accountant. I used to be in corporate finance and CFO, and I said I want to do something different. I'm tired of just all being about the money, the numbers, the stress. So I want to start my own company. But only if it's something that's going to help people. That's what really motivates me. It's, helping people. So it's just been a long journey. I actually spent 2 years researching what business, and then I realized about AEDs because I realized that literally, if we had more of these devices available, hundreds and thousands of lives a year could be saved.
Yeah, man.
So
That's an
it's
incredible niche
drastic.
to fill.
It's drastic.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I tried to buy a company for 2 years, didn't work out. So then I started my own 7.5 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. And how did you go about that process? What kind of made you land on this besides the fact that it's so incredible, like as far as helping people?
Really, it kind of it hit all my hot buttons, right? In terms of the ability to make a significant impact. Um, there's other, and to me, I knew that it was going to be a challenge, and I said my why has to be so great that I'll be willing to stick it out. And I
Yep.
mean, I couldn't think of anything better than literally a business that our whole mandate is to help save lives.
Yeah, man, that's incredible. When you can mix something with fulfillment that really makes you love what you're doing, I mean, yeah, like you said, I can't imagine a better purpose to get up in the morning and to keep doing it than something like that, man.
Yeah,
So how did you start? Was it just you in the beginning?
yeah, exactly. Just me in the beginning, and I'm a pretty aggressive person, so I just kinda hit the ground running and spent 2 years literally just pounding the pavement. I'm not the type of person just to wait and hope it happens. I'm like, "I'm gonna make it happen." So, I spent 2 years
Kind of have to be,
pounding
yeah.
the pavement, walking into businesses. That's what I found worked all day long in the cold and the heat, and that built the foundation of the business. Those
Wow.
those 2 years of just crazy, crazy, crazy massive action.
Now, can I ask you, when you first decided to do this, like, you said you came from finance. Did you kind of have to juggle working there, to keep that paycheck while you started the company, or was it one of these things where you had a nest egg and you're like, you know what, like, I'm going for it. This is it.
It was only 6 months that I actually kept my job and just kinda got things off the ground, and then I decided to go ahead and make the leap. Gave my wife a heart attack, I think, but and that's where I was like, "Yeah, I gotta make this work, right? I gotta take the action and make it happen." I'm the type of person that, like, you have to believe you can do it, and you just have to execute. But to be honest, I didn't expect what a learning curve it would be in terms of, like, the personal development. Just facing
Oh,
so
wow.
many different challenges, the personal challenges, having to do all these things that I've never done before.
Yeah, yeah, I could imagine. I mean, just that level of workload. I mean, not a lot of people understand what it's like because everyone's like, "Oh, I want to be my own boss." But it's
Yeah,
when you're your own boss, there's no sick days. It's the whole company's kind of relying on
yeah,
you.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
How long has it been, by the way, since you
Seven
started
and
that?
a half years.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So you're
Yeah,
a bit forward now, right?
yeah. Yeah, and to be honest though, it's we're because of COVID and the global
Mhm.
supply chain issues, um, that really set us back. Major challenges during that time, right? Everything stopped during COVID. Everything just stopped for 6 months.
Oh my god.
And
I mean, yeah, I know a lot of businesses didn't even survive. Like, did you guys
yeah,
have a
and
hard
I mean,
time?
and again, to me, again, the motivation factor to me was I can't stop because, people's lives are on the line is the way I looked at it. And, uh, and so then things started coming back and then the supply chain issues hit.
Oh my
And we
god.
were having to wait up to a year for product to fulfill orders.
Oh my god.
So you talk about hard times but again, we made it through that. And since then it's been, good years since, but it was tough.
Yeah, I could imagine, man. I mean, just what did you end up doing as far as, like, fulfillment with that? Did you end up just having to tough it out and wait?
Just we toughed it. We just told people, just kept them updated, and they understood. Like we were even on like on the government list of products that were not available because the components weren't available. So yeah, but it was tough because I mean we couldn't even try to sell because we didn't have product.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I mean
again, lots of different setbacks, but again, by persevering through that, things are going well now. Obviously, we would have been further ahead, but that's okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes that kind of, like, solidifies you a little bit more just dealing with something like that for the future, like, you kinda know how to handle stuff like that.
Yeah.
What size are you guys right now? Like, I
We're
saw
I
you
mean yeah, I mean,
yeah.
and basically, I mean, we have thousands of customers now. We're
Wow.
placing hundreds of AEDs per year, and we're growing, right? We're growing pretty rapidly now, um, you know, working at scale, and, we spent a lot of the time when things were the challenges before, working below the surface, right? Working on the business, building up the fundamentals and systems behind processes, and obviously our SEO was tremendous. We spent a lot of time and a lot of money developing that to get to be on the first page of Google, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's crucial. GBP is something not a lot of people realize. People think it's just all the website, but now everything is about that Google business page, man. And if you don't have that locked in,
Yeah.
it's hard to get recognition. And now there's this whole other thing with like, are you searchable on ChatGPT? And then that's
Yes,
like a whole
yes.
nother monster.
It's
It's
been
like
a
it
new
always
challenge.
yeah, it's always moving, always moving the goal line a little bit. But no, it's good. I like AI and everything that comes with it, man.
Yeah,
It's definitely beneficial to a lot of stuff.
it's a
Has that
tremendous
impacted your
tool.
business at all?
I mean, basically, it just in terms of shift, we've had
Mm,
to really in the past 6 months where we shifted our resources. Um,
mm,
we were investing heavily in like Google AdWords, you know, because that's
yeah.
what worked before. And now we basically cut most of that out. It's like, and our investments now are in, how to be, recommended by AI, the different
Yeah.
platforms, how to show up because as we know, people don't even go to Google now. They go to AI and ask it to tell them what to do.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's so advanced. Well, I came from when I was younger, it was like the yellow pages, and I'm
Yes.
sure for
Oh
you
yeah.
too, like,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so then to go from that, then it was like the internet and then Google, and now the thing is like, "Oh, yeah, I'll just chat GBT it." And I'm like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god." I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
imagine how
Exactly. It's
crazy
you
this
have
is
to
gonna
keep
be.
keep changing, right? You cannot get complacent.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing about business is, like, everything's on you, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're making all the decisions, and people don't realize how difficult that is, and that's why I wanted to ask you for people that are on the show that are, aspiring entrepreneurs, what would you say to them as far as advice, like, as far as something you struggled with, like, some sort of bottleneck that you just tell them to avoid?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the thing is like thinking that you have to know it all and thinking that you have to understand it all, like bringing in other people, bringing in all the specialists from the different areas.
Yeah.
And I don't mean, on payroll. I mean, in terms of subcontractors, in terms of, and, spending the time to find the right people who work with you and behind the scenes. Um, and ultimately, in terms of overall best business advice, though, I would have to say that the best advice I got was related to from a gentleman named Ed Milet. I don't know if you heard of him, but his
Mhm.
podcast is amazing. Um, and he said, you have to decide ahead of time what you're willing to pay and how long you're willing to go. And I
Mm,
decided before I started, I said, I'll go as long as it takes. So
yeah.
Like, so
Yeah,
I
that's
knew if
crucial.
it took me 5 years, it took me 10 years, it's okay. I was gonna do it. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
am I gonna keep going or not? There was no option.
Yeah, that's the almost the only way to do it because it's almost inevitable that you're gonna reach walls and you're gonna have a lot of failures. So like when you are looking at the business from like a right here standpoint, it might seem like it's, doomed to fail, but like no, that's great advice, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome advice for people.
It was
And
helpful
and
because
and
we almost had to start over twice with the different challenges we had before. Kinda it felt that way, right? Almost starting
yeah.
over a couple times.
Yeah, and I mean, who would have been faulted, especially with something as crazy as COVID? Like that was insane.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
no, it's I'm glad you made it, man, and you look like you're thriving. You know, people don't realize how much work goes into little parts of the business that, like you said, there's no way you could know about. And I have a couple friends that they're trying to start businesses and they're so afraid to do it because, like you said, they don't know everything, so they almost want to start working from the bottom, like be their own employee from the top. It's so crucial to kind of delegate everything because you're
yep.
only one person. Especially with AI, it's even easier now because you got all these hundreds of tools. That somebody that knows how to do it. It could excel your business forward so far, man.
Yeah, exactly, and it's crazy that, like, even today, I just hired another person today, and basically their training's gonna be go to AI and have it tell you how to do XYZ, right? It's
Oh,
easier
that's
that
awesome. So
way.
so now your trainings are AI now. That's incredible.
Yeah, yeah,
Is it
exactly.
like an N8N, like a workflow where that you set it up or?
No, just basically just by entering, like, certain asking certain questions. It's gonna
Oh,
give
okay.
you
So
all
you,
the information that you need,
right.
easier and faster than I could show it to you,
Oh, absolutely.
right?
No, that's actually really smart. Yeah, you just posed a bunch of questions and then yeah, that's so cool. Like a lot of people don't really realize the uses for it just because it's so new, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But it's incredible what's been able to do. I know even for me, even like last year, I was starting to get into it and I realized that you could set up ChatGPT to where it's almost like a personal assistant. So
right?
at the time, I was building a business. And so I was talking to it and I would tell it, hey, this is the business that I want to run and this is who I am. And I sat there talking to it for like 2 hours in like the talk mode or whatever.
Mhm.
And then I saved it as like its own chat. And then whenever I had questions about the business, I would just tell it kind of where I wanted to go. And it would kind of tell me
Yep,
to just look online for the most efficient way to do what I was doing. It would keep my same voice. Like, there's 1,000 uses, but I just thought that one was
yeah.
so cool.
It's incredible, like, the ability to access knowledge and have, like, actual feedback and analysis.
Yeah, yeah, it's so useful. And it could be overwhelming a little bit though,
Yep,
because you got
yep,
so many coming out now. Like people don't know which there's like Claude. There's the one that Elon Musk has, like a thousand of them that are coming out. So
yeah,
no, but I'm definitely excited for the future, man.
for sure.
Just because I think now what they're doing is they're linking AIs. I don't know if you heard about this, but like when you use like N8N workflows, that's what I was like talking about before. You could actually
Yeah,
have the AI kind of talk to each other, and like you could link all these tasks together through what's called an NAN, and like one will take emails from your email, take that, read it, respond to it. That will get put through like a different process that then say you're like emailing ideas to like a partner and it like automatically makes a video for it. It's crazy because at the end of the day, just literally setting something up, it could have you pumping out videos that promote your business like 30 for each week. And
yeah.
a lot of these things are so advanced that like you don't even have to get on camera. It has a picture of you and it'll just be like you talking, you know what I mean? In your
Is that
voice.
right? Wow.
Yeah, no, it's getting crazy. But I wanted to ask you more about how those AEDs work because,
Mhm.
like, I know they're life saving, but what's the main purpose of it for somebody that doesn't really know like what they do exactly?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, there's for example, in Canada, 50,000 sudden cardiac arrests. In the US, there's hundreds of thousands of sudden cardiac arrests occur. And when that happens and someone collapses and they're not responsive, they have no pulse and they're not breathing, it's because their heart has gone out of rhythm. And it's pretty basically stopped for all intents and purposes. So it's no
Oh
longer
God.
pumping blood to all their vital organs. So what happens is, if people just call 911, which is great, but um, a person who experiences cardiac arrest only has approximately 10 minutes to live. And with each
Oh,
minute that goes by, their chance of survival goes down by 10%. So good CPR can help, right? Buy you some time to keep pumping the blood to the body's vital organs because it has oxygen, especially getting oxygen to your brain. Um, so really, by having that AED, like you've seen on the medical shows, right? Those are manual. Those are professionals. The AEDs are designed for anybody to use. Even a child could use it. You just put the pads on, press the button. It tells you. It does everything. Right. So, and it actually will deliver a shock. It's able to detect if a shock is needed, automatically deliver it, and it can never make a mistake. Like it's fully automated.
Wow. I didn't know that. I thought you had to be like a trained professional because I know what you're talking about with the shows where they do the thing
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So they're literally like just what are they battery powered?
They're battery powered, and the batteries on some of the units we sell last for 5 years.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So is it does they I think I've seen that sometimes they put them like next to the fire extinguisher for like
Yes.
emergencies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wondered like how exactly those worked, but
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
incredible. So you put it on and then it just auto does everything.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Yeah. And it tells you, to when to stand back. It tells you when to continue CPR, and it will keep going through that process until the person either regains consciousness because their heart has started beating again, and once emergency medical services arrive, then they take over.
No, that's probably one of the most important things you could have as far as, like, medical equipment, li can I ask you, what are the places that benefit from this the most? That you know what I mean, that you've sold to the most or, like, you want to? 'Cause, I'm thinking of a couple of places, but I'd like to know where you're thinking about,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're wide in terms of where we sell to everything, from airports to convention centers, hotels, restaurants, churches, the whole gamut to homes. It's and the landscape too is they're not required in many places yet. So again, we're working with the government to try to get that mandated like fire extinguishers. Which
Right.
is a challenge. But literally, if they were, I mean, overnight, we'd be just saving, thousands more lives. Um,
It should be. I mean, when you're really looking at it, it's like especially in places like schools or, like, government buildings, stuff like that, like, God forbid something happens to a child, like,
yeah,
that would be crucial.
yeah, and it does. It can happen. Sudden cardiac arrest can happen to anybody at any age, and it's often it goes with there's not notice, right?
Mm.
There's something happens in your body. It could be something internal, like, or even we've seen some athletes, for example, like LeBron James, his son experienced a sudden cardiac arrest while playing basketball, and
Oh,
he was
wow.
saved by there was an AED there at the facility and saved him. And same with Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills, right? Same thing. His was because he got hit in a certain spot. It triggered a cardiac arrest, and it's to me it's crazy though that if you have one of these close by, you live. If you don't have one close by, you don't. To me, it's like it shouldn't be that way.
No, no, absolutely, man. Like, I mean, even before you told me about it now, I don't think there's a lot of people that even know about this.
Yeah,
Just
exactly. Some
general
people
knowledge.
are, and some people, there is a lot of awareness campaigns we do to just to get people to understand. And good thing too is most of all your first aid CPR training courses now they include an AED training component, which is great. So because a lot of people now they're like, hey, yeah, I had the training on that. So they've had some training. So just now it's a matter of just getting a piece of equipment of an AED on site so they can use that training.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely important. Like I know even some places I used to work for the government and the township buildings, like they would have certain people go and get like CPR certified, just
Hmm.
in case. And installing something like that in these places is just like it's a no-brainer to me, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's incredible, man. And so when you started out doing this, I imagine in the beginning, like, what was your biggest, I guess, challenge kinda moving forward to get it to where you needed it to be, like, right now?
My thing when I started, I'll admit, even though I had a lot of business experience, I was naive to the fact that because it's not required, that many business owners would choose to not have it.
Hmm.
So really, and again, it's a matter of just finding out who your ideal customer is, right? And qualification, right? It's not the units. In all fairness, they're not inexpensive. They're approximately $2,500.
Mm.
So For now, our target is at mid to large size companies, organizations. We deal with all the different levels of government, people that have the resources to be able to make the investment. I do understand some small businesses, even though they would want to, maybe don't have the resources. Um, so there is that, the economic factor that comes into play.
Yeah. You know what? This is even one of those things that like I could see it once if it does become mandated that it could even be subsidized. Cause I mean, I can't see a better
Mhm.
use for taxpayer dollars than like saving somebody or like, cause they do that with everything else. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, it's a no brainer,
Yeah, they
but
actually did just in Ontario, our province here, they mandated AEDs for construction sites this year for larger ones, and the government is actually reimbursing people for the cost of the AEDs.
yeah, that's
So,
incredible. That see, yeah, and it's funny,
yeah.
because I did construction coming up, and it's
Uh-huh.
those are the places that really, unfortunately, because like a lot of those guys that are working blue collar, they don't really take care of themselves too much sometimes,
Yep.
and a
Yep.
ton of health problems, man. So, that's something where I could see a lot of people like really getting saved for something like that, because
Yeah.
I don't know, it might be a little like more strict in Canada, but I know in where I'm at, it's like they don't really care too much about, like, OSHA and stuff, they're just trying
Yeah.
to get the
Yeah.
job done.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It's right. It's people here are a little more, probably a little more safety conscious, I think.
Mhm.
But
But it's important. It's
yeah,
very important. Yeah, man. Um, and as far as is that the only product, like, did you focus on this product, or do you guys have different kinds of them?
we have different kinds, and we've taken a different approach. Most of our other competitors just sell everything related to
Mm,
AEDs. We only sell the best units, the units that we feel are good for our customers, that we can stand behind. Because like in any business, there is inferior products that are on the marketplace, and we've stopped selling those. We'll only sell the best units that we can recommend. We at the end of the day, we need to feel good about. We're just not trying to make a sale. We're trying to help
mm,
place an AED, the right unit in the right place to help save a life. It's it's
yeah.
not about just making a quick buck for us. It's about a long-term partnership with these clients.
No,
Um,
that's great, man, especially
yeah.
with, like, a product as important as this to make sure that people trust the brand, you know?
And since then too, we've started to do is all the wraparound services. We started doing AED training, doing the service, doing the inspections, and now we've kind of combined all that, and now we have full maintenance plans across all of Canada, to where how with your fire extinguishers and your fire systems, they'll just
Mhm.
people automatically manage it, come in and track and test everything for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We do that now, so it's full hands
Wow.
off. Companies just pay us, and we just take care of everything.
That's actually a great idea, yeah, because some of the fire extinguishers, like, when they test them, they don't even work. And, like, a lot of the people that don't have it, they'll have, like, fire extinguishers that are, like, expired for, like
Yes.
we found it
Yeah.
was funny that the town I was working in had, like 15-year-old fire extinguishers. They're like you
Yeah,
couldn't even
yeah, because
buy
people positions turn over, right, in companies, and, it falls off the radar, and this way, we take care of it, right, and because literally half sadly, about 45% of units out there in the marketplace now are not working due to lack of proper maintenance.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
our goal is to fix that, right? Again, it's about, now providing all the services and support to ensure that these devices stay rescue ready.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine something worse than you go to actually need it one time and you're like, "Oh my god," like, it's like,
Yeah.
could have been right there. So, how's it been now though, now that you've scaled up to this moment? Have you been able to kind of, separate yourself a little bit more into, like, a managerial position to have more time? Because I mean, that's always the goal, right? To just have,
Yes.
like, a nice work-life balance.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
have you
no, it is. Again, you don't have to push as hard, and I call it to the proverbial, at the beginning too, pushing the snowball up the hill, and then it's nice when you reach the point where it starts to roll on its own. We're
Yeah.
established enough now that most of the business just rolls in. So yeah, it don't have to be as involved in terms and aggressive in terms of like the sales side. I have sales reps too that take care of that now. I don't go and pound the pavement anymore, thankfully, which is
Oh,
uh
that's the dream.
which
That's
is a
yeah,
which is
that's
a
why
relief.
yeah, that's why we work so hard in the beginning, just to Yeah, but 'cause you know what? It becomes more efficient that way anyway because, like, you once you're in that position, your company starts to work even better, you know, like because now you have the time to actually sit down, think, research before you do something instead of just
Yep,
like, "Oh my god, I gotta be at this meeting in, like, 3
yep,
minutes," and, it's crazy.
yeah, exactly. To be able to just stay focused and spend a lot of time working on the business, versus
Yeah.
in the business.
No, that's beautiful, man. And, what's your separation in between, is most of your client base in, America, or is it, like, more Canada? Or is it a equal of
And
both?
we're strictly Canada for us too. There's licensing requirements with AEDs, so
Mm.
we're only licensed to operate within Canada, which is fine. So, but again, we'll see. Maybe we'll expand to the U.S. Start another company in the U.S. at some point. You never know.
Wow, so there's, like, a licensing you need to do?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because it is a medical product and they're regulated in Canada, like by Health Canada, and in the
Mm.
US by the FDA, right? So it is
Oh, so they're
class 3.
different, right.
Yeah, class 3 medical products. So it's cross border. Um, it can get really tricky because of that type of device it is.
I heard it's just, like, tricky in general to get, like, the, FDA approved for certain medical
Oh
devices
yeah.
when it's like yeah, I heard yeah. I had a buddy that went through that, and it was just, it's super stringent, and it's just
Oh yeah.
like
With very strict requirements in terms of tracking, obviously, because again, there can be a recall as well.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense, so no, that's incredible, man. I love what you're doing with your company, I think it's an amazing product, and, if anybody's in Canada and wants to check them out, please, Martin, where can people find you?
The best thing is through our website, AED.ca. We we bought the domain a couple years ago and we rebranded the whole company to that. So that's how we're known, AED.ca, Canada's AED company. Pretty simple to find us.
Beautiful, man. Martin, thank you, man. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for letting everybody know and giving us advice. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Take care.